Your training program is probably too complicated if you're doing 12 exercises or more, you're doing 5 trainings a week or more, you're doing 20 sets or more per session, and you have 3 different variations for every single exercise that you do. And the problem with this is that it creates junk volume. And junk volume is basically unnecessary fatigue and unproductive fatigue. And the problem with this is that it lowers your force production, which is the main driving factor of hypertrophy, of muscle growth and strength. It causes high CNS fatigue, central nervous system fatigue, which can lead you to burnout, being tired all the time. Your hormones become a mess, your sleep suffers, your appetite suffers, and all of these will influence your ability to build muscle and strength. You have higher chances of getting injured, and this will stagnate muscle growth and strength. And also, working on way too many exercises at the same time has a problem, because you have too many things to track. And when you have too many things to track, this can be a kind of a headache. And sometimes it takes the focus of things that really matter. Also, it creates random progress, not traceable progress, because you should be able to track the progress week by week, have expectations of how much you should lift here in 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. An example, today your quads are feeling good. You train your quads, but the next week your quads are cooked. You've accumulated so much fatigue all over the body that you cannot produce as much force for the quad. You cannot give the amount of stimulus needed for your quads because you have way too much fatigue all over the body. And that week your back is feeling great, and next week your back is all cooked. And these can lead to random progress. You'll not be able to focus on exercise that really matter. This will create too much noise, will take you the focus, like I said, of things that really matter. You don't need more than 2 or 3 exercises for a muscle group. For biceps, you just need 1 exercise, and you just need to get really strong at that exercise. If you have 3, 4 different variations of bicep curls in a session, you're just accumulating junk volume. And this will lead to a lot of fatigue, mediocre progress long term. If you're a beginner, this will work. But as you become more experienced, you will stagnate. And this is the problem with a lot of people. I've seen this a lot. I've been coaching for a long time now, and I've worked at a gym before, and I've seen this quite a lot. So what a good program looks like. We have here 2 examples, program A and program B. On program A, we have 6 or 7 exercises here, and this means that you have low intensity and you're far from mechanical failure. You get a big pump, but this doesn't mean building muscle. You feel jacked, but you're not actually. You're just full of pump, but you're not making progress, long-term progress. You're not getting stronger, which will build you muscle long-term. It is high fatiguing, no true force production, no strength developed. You're just creating junk volume. And again, this will influence your ability to build muscle long-term. If you're doing 6, 7 or more exercises for a muscle group, it means that you're doing something wrong. Now, program B, 3 exercises. This is all that you need to hit your whole chest. If I see a program like this, I think this is a high intensity and it achieves mechanical failure. It rests well between sets because it's pushing really hard. He has a slight bump, sometimes a good bump. Good stimulus to fatigue ratio, this is important. When you're training, especially for muscle growth, you want a good stimulus to fatigue ratio, because for every set, every weight that you increase, every single rep you do, everything that you add creates more fatigue. For you to get the stimulus, you will have the cost, which is the fatigue. And what you want here is a good ratio between these. And the problem is that a lot of people are doing way too much and they create a lot of fatigue, and the stimulus gets to a point that you don't get more stimulus. You're just increasing the fatigue, and this is basically junk volume. With a program like this, I see force production and strength. You eat all the muscles in a productive way. This is trackable, it is easy to manage, and it's easier to progress. So if your program looks like this, you're probably doing something wrong with your training, and you probably will not get the results that you truly want. Now, you should think your program as a system. Every exercise, rep, set, and weight creates 2 things, stimulus and fatigue, like I said. And you need to play around with this to know how much you should do, how much you should increase or remove for you to have a good stimulus, be able to recover, don't create unnecessary fatigue. Let your body recover. You should not give your body too much that you cannot recover. Recover, adapt, and then progress. This is how things work. You train, you recover, you adapt. Then it's time to add a little bit more. This is how you do it long term. You adapt, you recover, you adapt, you add a little bit more. You recover, adapt, add. And this is how you get stronger. This is how you build muscle long term. The pump track, this is important. A lot of people think that you need huge pump. You need to feel your muscles burning. You need to be exhausted, store for 3-4 days to build muscle. But no, you don't need to go through all of this to build muscle. So remove that from your head. For actual progress, you need to do more load, more reps, produce more force, better technique, better performance long term. If these 5 factors are progressing every month, every week, you're making progress. Sometimes you may do the same exact number of reps, the same weight for the same sets, but your technique has improved. It is much easier to execute, lower RPE. All of this is also progress, especially as you get stronger. More does not mean bad. More without a reason can be bad. Adding more sets, adding more weight, adding more reps is good when done properly. If you're doing it randomly, probably it's not good. So more has a place. And the question you should ask yourself is, does this extra give me more productive work that I can recover? This is what you ask before adding an extra set, adding an extra exercise, adding 5 more kilograms to the bar, or whatever it may be. And also, this is something you develop with experience. And also, if you have a coach, he can give you like this third person feedback that sometimes you don't notice. Even me, I've had a coach. I will be working with my coach here in a few months when I'm prepping for competition. And when you have a coach, it's very important to give you this third person feedback that sometimes you don't notice these things. And what I would recommend you is make your training program boring. Fewer exercises, better execution, easier progression, easier recovery, more consistent training, and more progress. The fewer exercises you have, the easiest it is for you to track, the easiest it is for you to focus on the exercise, the better your execution will be because you're doing it more frequently. If you have 2 exercises for chest, you're probably going to do it 2 to 3 times a week. And the more practice you have, the better for your execution. And this is how you progress. And there's other few things that are important. We've talked about training, but then you have recovery nutrition, which will help you speed up the progress. And if you've been training for a few months, years, or you're just starting and you're not seeing progress and you're lost to what to do to lose the extra fat, to build more muscle, to get stronger, to recover your energy, sleep better, have a faster recovery, you can go in the description below, send me a message on Instagram or book a call, let's chat, and I'll see in what I can help you out. And if you work together for 30 days and you don't see results, I'll give you a full refund. That's it. See you all in the next video.